Hey there, this is Wink Martindale, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson welcoming you to TV Confidential, radio talk show about television. James Moses Black will join us in our second hour. James co-stars with Oscar nominee Naomi Harris in the new feature motion picture Black and Blue. He also recently recurred as Reverend Howley on NBC's This Is Us. We'll find out James will be coming back to This Is Us when James Moses Black joins us in our second hour. We hope you'll stay tuned for that. Later on this hour, we will say hello to Kathy Fitzgibbon Rudolph. Kathy is a rare example of a fan who not only got to meet her favorite TV star, but became one of that star's closest friends during the last 5 years of his life. The star was Paul Lynde, and Kathy's book, Paul Lynde, A Biography, provides an intimate portrait of the man who continues to make so many of us laugh more than 30 years after his death. Kathy Fitzgibbon Rudolph will join us later on in this hour. In the meantime, you'll recall that last week's program included highlights from the ceremony at the Hollywood Museum that unveiled the new lobby exhibit honoring actress Dawn Wells and the legacy of Gilligan's Island. TV Confidential not only covered the ceremony, but had a chance to talk to some of the many celebrities from the world of television who attended the festivities that night. Among those guests was Randy West. Randy West, longtime announcer of such popular TV game shows as The Price is Right on CBS. Among other things, we talked to Randy about his mentor, Johnny Olsen.
We're at the Hollywood Museum event honoring Dawn Wells, the 50th anniversary of Gilligan's Island. Who do we run into but our friend Randy West? Randy West, voiceover legend pioneer, author of an excellent biography of Johnny Olsen, game show legend.
Come on down.
Come on down. Always good to see you.
It's great to see you. Always a joy. And you and I share this fantastic interest in television, the first generation of television performers.
Yes, Randy and I are members of, they used to call it PBB, Pacific
I'm still calling it Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters, although officially it's become Hollywood Media Professionals. Yes. But Hollywood Media Professionals doesn't give the strength to what PPB was. You know, this started with the original radio stars, Fibber McGee and Molly, and all these people formed this thing when radio from the West Coast was new. Everything was East Coast. Radio started on the West Coast after networks were fully established, and many shows were fully established. Groucho was one of the first West Coast broadcasters originally. Fibber McGee and Molly, and Art Gilmore was also one of the founders. So Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters is where I saw you last.
Randy West is with us at the Hollywood Museum. We're awaiting the event to honor Dawn Wells, the 50th anniversary of Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island, of course, CBS. You have deep roots in CBS.
I have CBS stories that go way back, including about 19,000 that they owe me, but that's a whole other story. No, CBS's Television City was a fantastic, still is, facility, although CBS is no longer owning it. But some of the best times of my life as an audience member, as a contestant, and as an announcer yelling, "Come on down!" for Bob Barker.
How did you become announcer, or was there any one announcer that inspired you, or did you become an announcer by accident?
Oh my goodness, Johnny Olsen was the best of the best. When I was a high school student, I used to cut classes in New York, go down to 30 Rock, and watch him do warm-up and announcing. The warm-up act was unbelievable. New Yorkers don't have a lot of, positive energy of their own, but he would step out on stage and go, and he would get 330 strangers behaving like they were a family. He was magnificent in breaking down inhibitions and creating a sense of community where people would laugh and giggle and just be part of an audience as if there was a family reunion.
So he was a lot more than just the voice you hear off camera.
So much more than you could ever believe. And of course, he started as a host, so those skills were deeply ingrained before he made lemonade out of lemons. He was told in the early days of television, you were a host on radio, you were a host on early television, but you're getting older, demographics are an important issue now, and he was kind of squeezed out from hosting television shows. And somebody else, a lesser man, would have, screw you! And he said, that's fine. And they took the second best position, the sidekick, the announcer, and he turned it into an art form. He made lemonade out of the lemons handed to him. And very few people have the sublimated ego to do that.
Randy West is with us from the floor of the Hollywood Museum. We're waiting for the festivities to start to honor the 50th anniversary of Gilligan's Island. Of course, the beauty of YouTube is you can see, you can hear clips of Johnny from the different game shows. Every now and then, because I'm talking about Match Game in particular, every now and then, because Charles was late or Dawson was late, Johnny would fill in.
Well, Gene Rayburn loved Johnny, and he, of course, gave him the opportunities. And Gene said the coolest thing when I asked him about Johnny Olsen and his relationship. He said, I once tried to do a show without Johnny, and then I realized how much I needed him.
Yeah.
He could he could get the audience to love him in that audience warm-up, and all he needed to do was wave a hand, and people would laugh and giggle and applaud, give him the reaction that was important to the show, just because loyalty to him and the friendship that he manifested over the minutes before the show started.
Greg Ehrbar is with us. Before we started recording, you were telling Greg a story about Jane Meadows and Tattletales.
Well, Jane Meadows would love to appear on any television show from the beginning of time, and Steve Allen, being his wife, afforded her the opportunity to be many places.
He was a very smart man.
Yes, indeed. And she showed up at a Goodson-Todman run-through before the show was on the air of I've Got a Secret. And they were just kind of checking out the show, run through before it actually goes to air, making changes in the format as necessary. And Mark Goodson was watching this run-through and came up to her at the end and said, "You're saucy." This is a quote from him and from her. They both say the same version of the story. You're saucy, and saucy is good.
Saucy is good.
Yeah, and I want to use you on the show. And then she became a regular.
Randy's book on Johnny Olsen, I think, is available through Bear Manor.
Bear Manor and Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Johnny Olsen, A Voice in Time. And the next time we meet, I'll have a new book out that has all the hidden secrets of that era of television.
And all the hidden secrets of Randy West.
Oh, there aren't many.
Randy, good to see you.
Same, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Randy West, author of Johnny Olsen, A Voice in Time, from the floor of the Hollywood Museum. The lobby exhibits honoring both Gilligan's Island and I Dream of Jeannie are now on display at the Hollywood Museum. For more information, thehollywoodmuseum.com.
Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise.
Become a TV Confidential confidant and receive unlimited access to the last 5 years of TV Confidential, plus other members-only content. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com and click Become a Confidant. Enter the coupon code CONFIDENTIAL when you sign up, and you'll receive $5 off your first month of membership. For more information, go to televisionconfidential.com and click Become a Confidant.